James Parker does Florida Stories. He does a brilliant job, great job. And his buddy Pugs, who is a brilliant broadcaster. Hey,
Oh.
Pugs, when was the last time you were like working full time in radio?
I haven't done full-time radio work in probably 5 years. I did a short-lived 3-week-long sports radio show in Chicago for WGN. WGN tried to do a sports station for like 3 weeks 5 years ago, and that was the last time. And after that, I was like, I'm out. I'm out. Can't do it.
And what was the problem?
Well, they gave a format 3 weeks. That was the problem. Too limiting, you know.
I mean, since your last full-time job, what was the problem?
Well, honestly, I think that there's a style of radio that I like to do that I just can't do it anymore. I can't, I like to entertain. I like to talk about all kinds of different things. And it just seems like, Walter, the only jobs available for a guy like me out in radio these days is, I got to be pinned into talking about, specific subjects or, beating dead horses or, God forbid, talking sport. And I love sports. I'm a sports guy, but I couldn't do sports. I feel I long for the days where a talk show host could just be a talk show host, Walter, where he could just talk about the world as it's laid out in front of him.
Now, you say you like sports. You can talk about sports.
Oh God, yeah, yeah. I'd probably be the best sports talker in America. I mean, kidding you? I am a blowhard. I am a barstool prophet. I'm telling, but I can't do that. I couldn't imagine just saying 4 hours and all you can do is talk about sports. Couldn't do it.
4 hours of talking about RBIs. I've never understood that, but now for the first time in decades, there's something in sports that I find interesting. Trevor Lawrence's wife.
Do tell.
Marissa Mowry, who's now Marissa Lawrence. She grabbed that last name instantly upon getting married. Instantly. There was going to be no delay. He got the Rookie of the Year signing money, and she has the Rookie of the Year signing money.
Hold on. Am I supposed to know her? I'm looking at her.
You're supposed to know him.
Yeah. Well, him I know.
Yeah. So he was the number one draft choice last year. That means how much money? Isn't that like a fixed amount? How much money is that?
Well, yeah, there's a league minimum for rookies, but it's his signing bonus. His signing bonus is the one that can be ridiculous. It could be a $50 million signing bonus on
tens of millions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tens of millions.
Yeah. He's probably got a $40 million deal right now.
Yeah. And then it gets worse. He happens to be really nice. And he has that hair going on. But when he was 12 years old, he could throw a 50-yard pass. 12 years old, he could throw a 50-yard pass. That doesn't happen. And then it happened every time he got on the field. It's crazy.
It is. You know what's even, the craziest thing about that? Talking about young Trevor Lawrence stepping out there onto his community football field, chucking that ball 50 yards down the field. You know what's crazy about that, Walter? He didn't even have the best arm in his hometown. You know who did?
That's true. Is that true?
That is true. You know who played in his hometown at the exact same time?
Who's that?
Justin Fields. And Justin Fields.
What is this amazing hometown these people are from?
I know, right?
Wow.
Hometown produced 2 high school kids. They went to 2 competing high schools on opposite sides of the town. But these two, Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields, have been competing with each other since they're in 7th, 6th grade, since the very lowest levels. And they've, isn't that interesting? Yeah. Small town and somewhere in Georgia.
Right. So Marissa was the soccer star. She was the soccer star in town. And what's interesting about her is whenever she talks, whenever she does a press conference about Trevor and what he's going to do in the major leagues, what he's ever going to do in the NFL, she is eating nails. She's the toughest competitor you could ever imagine. And he's like, well, I'm trying to do the best I can do. We'll see what happens. More things are important than football. And she's like, are you crazy? There's nothing more important than football. Shut up. And she's a piece of work.
That's pretty common with pro athlete wives, though. They're especially when you look at them on Twitter or you'll follow any of these wives of pro athletes. The wives take on the haters, whereas the pro athletes, they keep their mouths shut. But it's the wives who are out there.
And now you have heard, beginning, middle, and end, everything I know about professional sports.
That's it. That's it.
That's it. Well,
Not life.
When he referred to Trevor Lawrence's future career in the major leagues, that was a bit of a tip off to me. That's
Oh, that was so stupid. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I'm stupid. Now, what did you boys want to talk about tonight?
You know, we've been fleshing out this weird generational divide, and there are some boundaries. Me and Pugs are really close in age by about, what, 7 years apart, but there's some boundaries that are between us culturally that fascinate us. Pugs is so old that he still leaves you voicemails, and I'm so young that I'm annoyed by voicemails, because the voicemail that almost everyone over 50 leaves is, "This is my name. This is my number. I was trying to call you. You were unable to answer." All this we know by the notice of the missed call. This is all information that is now being duplicated, completely redundant, and is unnecessary, and is not to be completely lazy, but it's a pain in the butt.
I don't leave voicemails anymore. I leave. I assume that the caller ID will do it. That the caller ID will show who called. And if you don't know my number, then we're not going to talk.
Well, Pugs has a pushback.
Look, so this is something that James has been hammering me about now for the better part of a year. Every night we do our show Monday through Thursdays, 9 p.m. right there on the YouTube, Pugs and Parker's Pillow Talk, pugscast.com. You can find us there. He's been saying for a year, why do you leave voicemails? And now my 13-year-old son is always, Dad, why do you leave voicemails? And now there's this commercial that's on. The commercial, it's a wonderful commercial campaign for some insurance company about not becoming your parents. We've seen this one. It's like these parents.
Very clever.
Wonderful commercials. The latest one is taking place in like a classroom, and he's lecturing, don't become your parents. And it's about leaving voice messages. And apparently now it's not just James and my kid. Apparently we're not supposed to leave a voice message anymore. I didn't know. When did this rule change? When was there something that, I'm not that old, James. It's my point. Okay.
See, but your training happened.
When did this become the norm that old equals leaving voicemails? When did this happen?
Okay, the problem was the answering machine trained you for 2 decades before voicemail took over and updated that technology. It's the same way if you learn how to type on a typewriter instead of a computer, you probably leave 2 spaces after each sentence, because that's the way the protocol was for typewriters. And younger people under 40, and I'm in the middle ground on this, they never leave 2 spaces after a period between sentences. That's just the way it goes. So this has to do with the technology. We have been, or some of us have been, trained by the answer machine that if you don't leave a message, they don't know, because the answer machine came out before caller ID.
Yeah, look, the voicemail. Walter, I'm sorry, please.
The other thing about phone etiquette today is today you're supposed to make an appointment to make a phone call. This is the one I don't get. It's like, okay, so next Tuesday at 3 p.m., why don't we talk again? What do you mean next Tuesday at 3 p.m.? I got an idea. Why don't you call me and let's see what happens? And it's so weird that people make appointments to make phone calls.
Is there a difference, guys, between texting someone? Let's say I'm trying to get a hold of James Parker. Okay. So if I text James Parker, I am to assume a texting is a more immediate thing, right? If James Parker does not respond to my text within, say, 10 minutes, then he's either ignoring me or he didn't see it. Leaving a voice message is a little bit different, right? If I leave a voice message for you, I might give you 24 to 48 hours to return that voice message, right? There's a difference between these two ways. So if I'm trying to get in touch with you, I may leave a voice message just because, one, I want to get credit, and I really don't care if you call me back right away. Like, if I really need you, I'm going to text you. So, I see a purpose to the voicemail, just checking in, getting credit for the call, getting credit for the check-in. There you go. I've left you a voicemail.
Yeah, I think that's an argument against the voicemail. You know, if you have a 48-hour window, it's almost like, what's the point? Why don't you just write a letter and put a stamp on it? But the voicemail problem that you have is you can read a text message while you're driving down the road.
Yeah,
You
okay.
you
Again,
can
with your
read a text
driving
message
and texting.
while you're on like a Zoom call. You can read a text message while you're at work, just at your desk. You can while someone else is talking, while you're waiting in line at the drive-thru. You can't do all that with voicemail.
If I need to contact you and I'm driving, I'm leaving a voice message because I can do that hands-free. Okay, I'm not going to text you. See, you just described something that's not only dangerous, but it's just not as
well. Once you've accepted texting
legal
while driving as a given, then it's okay. Then it makes more sense. But everyone texts while we're driving. I don't know why some people pretend like it's
no, we don't.
Morally out of balance because we all do it.
No, we don't. I don't.
You don't text while you drive.
I do not. No.
Do you look at your maps or anything?
No, I don't do any of these things that you try to normalize.
Everyone looks at their phone.
Okay.
92-year-old my kid's 92-year-old great grandmother looks at her phone when she's driving.
Mr. Sterling, do you text while you drive?
No, I can't. I'm way too afraid to do that because the minute I look down, all will be lost. There'll be 10 cops everywhere. Yeah. What I do is I have Google Maps, and Google Maps will start talking to me, and it's very disturbing. But I can't text. It's too much. All right, coming up, we have what you had another big topic you wanted to talk about tonight. What's the other big topic?
Well, scanning menus. Are you cool with that? Pugs has some issues with a hot bar at Whole Foods. He got his butt kicked by the hot bar at Whole Foods. We want to talk about that.
Walter, there are just all of these
things.
And then VMAs maybe.
All these things
are
changing.
No, the VMAs. Because I want to talk about the VMAs because I didn't understand them at all. Did you understand them?
Oh, I didn't watch them.
I don't even know what the VMAs are anymore. What would that be in 2022? What would that be?
The VMAs are an annual excuse for Taylor Swift to appear. There's no one else on those awards that you care about. You don't understand what the awards are. It's a great mystery. And this is Sterling on Sunday. I love talking to the MyPillow people. The MyPillow customer service people are waiting to talk to you right now and answer every question you've got about the Percal sheets. The Percal sheets are the premium sheets with a dense thread count. The dense thread count, what does that mean? A more comfortable
Got some comments
sleep.
Here on the
Trevor Lawrence's wife.
Here's the number.
I never saw her before.
440. Let me guess, she's beautiful.
When you call
them, good guess.
Wow, that's so good.
They got a 10-year warranty on them. The car doesn't have a 10-year warranty.
Although he's such an Adonis freak.
50-day money back.
Probably still not the hot one in the relationship.
So what do you think about Jeffrey's comment?
What is that?
Number 800-844-0876. It's no risk. If you're not happy with these sheets in the
I don't know, Jeff.
800-844.
I don't know. He looked great. He looked great yesterday against the first team Bears, first team Cleveland Browns. Justin Fields, 15 for 17, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Oh, that's real good.
Real good. Yeah, he lit it up last night. So
39.98.
John hates voicemails.
Walter.
That's the vote for me.
All you have to do is say Walter.
Jeffrey again. He hates voicemails. Wow. He's younger than us, Pugs. You have your whole life ahead of you. Good for you, Jeff.
800-844-0876.
Why can't Walter move? Because Walter didn't do his camera. He doesn't do that.
No risk. And a 10-year warranty. Your car.
I only listen to voicemail and visual app.
With a warranty.
I'm not eating, Byron. I'm chewing.
$9.98 to $39.98.
$50
price drop. Call 800-844-0876.
A lot of voice to
My
text.
Pillow.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world.
John says yay for Taylor Swift.
Hey, it's Rich Zioli. I want to tell you about my friends and Professor Gatsby.
No problems with Taylor Swift.
My house in the spring to check my AC for the summer, and we've been running cool all summer at the Zioli house. So why not be proactive and prevent expensive breakdowns?
I bet she sees Crazy Town at this point.
Professor Gatsby.
She's been a bazillionaire since she was like 17. No one's ever told her boo.
No.
She's never lost the game of freaking chess, probably. You know,
Daddy's little princess her whole life, and now she's the Globe's princess.
She's just yes men all around her, and she's like 34 now, so she had.
She's a nightmare. She is a nightmare. Imagine trying to tell her to hurry up. You're gonna be late. Gonna be late for dinner. Hurry up! Come on, honey. Oh, she's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Where you want to go eat? I don't care.
We are strong.
Oh, really?
She cares. She
We
cares.
playing this game again?
Taylor cares. Taylor cares about everything. You better tell Taylor she looks nice. Taylor gets one hair. If Taylor has 1,000,000 hairs on her head, she gets one hair colored. You better fucking notice, because Taylor's gonna be mad.
You'll have some moldy names.
Taylor gonna make you pay.
Or
Taylor doesn't say she's sorry, even when she's in the wrong.
Yeah, but 3 a.m. Saturday night, drunk Taylor. That's fun. That's gonna be fun, right? Right, James?
About how your life is going to be when you get older. I mean, is it okay with you? If
Imagine going in right behind her after she blows up the bathroom.
Are you kidding?
Have you seen her? I'm fine with that. I've been married twice. I know that women defecate.
Better visit
I'm fine with it.
care.gov, the trusted information site that helps you find your own path forward without selling you anything. It takes you step by step through everything you need to consider about aging and all your options.
And yes, thank you, Jeff. That's the
Long-term
progressive
care.gov.
commercials
Stay
you turn
in
into your
charge by
parents.
planning
Yeah, those are
Okay.
great. That guy's awesome. That teacher.
How about a mohawk? How about I put my foot right? Oh,
Man, progressive has like Geico had so many things going on. They had the lizard, they had the cavemen, they had
Dude, they all do. State Farm, Progressive.
Mayhem, all
Dude,
state
don't forget about Mayhem. Yeah, dude, they're all the best commercials. Are all insurance company commercials. They're the best.
Oh, here we're coming back. It sounds like
anything, and the median age of your audience is death.
All right. Pat, welcome to Sterling on Sunday. Hello, Pat.
Well, hello you too. I had a heck of a time getting to you. I inadvertently dialed the wrong number and had a crisis line. But anyway, about the 17-year-old wanting a job.
Yes.
Okay, when I was 17, and I'm now much, much older than that, I was out of high school. My parents had to sign a work permit for me to work at a very large company, Hallmark Cards, because I was under 18.
Yes.
I just thought that was kind of unusual.
No.
It was
it
called
isn't.
a work permit. I don't think they need them today, but they did in 1960.
Well, they do today. And my 17-year-old,
Do they?
yes, my 17-year-old brought home a work permit for Daddy to sign and for her pediatrician to sign. And we got all of that done. And then she goes back to the store after all that trouble, and they give her crap about, oh, it's corporate. We're sorry. We thought it'd be okay, but we can't do it. But the minute you turn 18, we will hire you. And I said, get it in writing.
Good idea. Now, was she a high school graduate already?
No, she's a senior.
Okay, see, that might have been the difference with me, because I did get the job, and it was a wonderful company to work for. But anyway, I just hung in there. I was just wanted to share that, because I haven't heard of anybody needing a work permit in years.
Right. Neither had I. Neither had I.
So anyway,
when I got
times haven't changed.
Yeah, times haven't changed. Thanks for your call, Pat. 888-688-WALT. But Pugs and James, when you turned 15, you got a job at a radio station, didn't you?
Me, Pugs, or James?
Either of you.
Yes. Yeah, I did mornings in Chicago at 15. That was my first job.
Now
that's the deal. Everybody in radio gets their job the second they get a work permit, and that's at 15.
Man, that's a lot of people. I was actually a computer programmer for a couple years when I got out of college before I got into radio. I didn't realize that I would be bored by staring at lines of code, but you find out really quick that this is not the job for you. You're a creative type. You need to go do something different every day.
I worked for free for 3 years as an intern back in the illegal radio intern days, and I loved every minute of it. So no regrets.
Every minute. I had a job at 15 at the radio. The worst job for me, my job was a remote engineer for high school football games. And this was particularly awful because it always involved being on a very high platform. I'm terrified of heights. I do not understand 1 second of football. and the games were 50 miles from my home. So I didn't care about those high schools. But gosh darn it, I was in show business, and I got paid $25 for the season.
The whole season. Jeez.
That's about the same today.
Yeah, right. Probably comparable. I hear you. They might give you some inventory in there.
Do you gentlemen have any final words of advice for the millions of listeners who listen to the show?
James, what do you got? You got something?
Figure out the hot bar at Whole Foods before you embarrass yourself, because Pugs got his butt kicked by the hot bar at Whole Foods, and they just weigh it. You just put it in the box, and
No, don't misrepresent. No.
They weigh it, and then it's that easy.
Look, Mr. Sterling, this world is changing too fast for me. I can't keep up. So I consider myself, I made this statement this week on James in my show. I said, I just want to be wealthy enough so that I can dine every night at the Whole Foods hot bar. That's my goal. $11.99
pound.
You will never be that wealthy. Now tell me how I can hear your podcast.
James, go ahead.
We're on the Radio Misfits Podcast Network. It's also on pugscast.com. But if you go across any social media, Pugs and Parker will show up. YouTube, Facebook. I'm on Twitch and DLive and Daily Motion and a bunch of stuff you don't even know. We're there. Also, you can catch me on Florida Stories.
Yeah, we have Florida Stories coming up in the next hour during the midnight Misfit hour of Sterling on Sunday. And gentlemen, thank you for taking this show to a whole different level. I appreciate it. All right, this is Sterling on Sunday.
Jeff Dunham, seriously.
I'm not crazy. Oh, what's wrong, Jeff? Is your imaginary friend?
It's an interesting class.
Hey, James.
Hey, Sean.
Friends.
Hey, man. I guess you're done for the rest of tonight.
Okay, I'll disconnect.
Oh, I don't know. I was asking you.
I think so. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I think he said bye.
Just ask Walter real quick. Are we still keeping you?
Tickets on sale Friday, April 29th at 10 a.m. at jeffdunham.com.
Yeah, he said he's done with you for the rest of the night.
Cool. See you soon, Sean.
All righty, James. Have a good one, man. See you
Thanks,
later,
sir.
Pugs.
See ya.
All right, they're disconnected.
All right, I'm going.